Prepare yourself, Dan Saiyan.
It is the start of the year and we got our first Dragon Ball Horror new episode. It is coming on right now, so if you're in a dark, barely lit room, you may want to turn some candles on because this is about to get freaky. Let's go ahead and jump into The Others, episode 12. This whole interaction's hilarious because I could not stop looking at how old Bulma actually looked in this art in this episode. She looks like a grandma compared to Android 18. Now, whether Android 18 is going to age normally like a normal person, that's going to be up to debate. I don't know if they are making her look old here because of her haircut, or she just looks old because she's older, but I like the fact that Krillin said something about it and she slammed him on the head. Also like the fact that Android 18 is trying to get that bag, and if babysitting the baby, Bola is going to be worth it. That much money, I think, is going to set them up pretty nicely, but Krillin kind of shut that down immediately. So Vegeta finally put an end to the secret Shenron wishes that kept Bulma looking young and tight, which I don't think that Vegeta is complaining about it, but I don't think that he's wrong either with what he said, which is that, yeah, it would look strange once Vegeta actually ages normally and gets really old and Bulma looks really young, although that doesn't seem to be a problem with a lot of people this day and age. I like the way that Vegeta looks as an old man though, because he's got the mustache, it came back, and he's wearing a nice fit to it. So yeah, this looks like it's going to be a fun episode. Still no others, but the one thing that we do have to focus on here is what is Android 18 wearing, because for a minute I didn't even realize she was wearing what she's wearing, but now I can't stop looking at it. It looks like she's wearing some sort of like priest robe, but it's just a black sweatsuit with like a Akatsuki level hood, I guess is what that looks like. I'm not 100% entirely sure, but I mean, it looks good with her. It looks pretty cool. At the end of the day, I don't really understand what the purpose of that is though. know what I just realized? I just realized that I don't think Vegeta has had any experience with the others in this fan manga, fan animation. I don't think he's ever had any experience with a doppelganger of himself. Everybody else seems to have been attacked the last 2 years by these others, but not Vegeta, which I wonder who would be Vegeta's doppelganger besides maybe his brother, but it would be just his brother. But I think it's cool that we're setting up the story of Vegeta and Bulma. I'm not entirely sure this is a flashback or this is happening in real time right now as we are talking.
Another person that looks identical to you, run away and hide. Well, what a sweet tale this one was, right? Full of many emotions. With a lovely title at the end. We all need some support when we are driving late at night. Don't you think? It's wholesome, like you all say. Yes, I read you all. I see you. And so, from the bottom of my heart, our hearts, because Kenzo is writing what I'm saying. We deeply thank you for the support we received throughout this year. Through its high and low. We hope that you enjoyed everything as much as we loved to work on it. And we hope that you're looking forward to what is coming. Oh. So, see you next year.
And oh, how I've missed that broadcast sound. The broadcast sound that warns you about the doppelgangers. We've missed it a few times here in the past couple of videos, episodes, but now it's back and it's coming through the radio. So as soon as you hear that, the only doppelganger that I know for Bulma for sure is maybe Marin. That's the only one that I can think of. Okay, I remember now. Forget what I was saying before. Yeah, they did get into an experience. There was an episode that showed a little bit of the explosion, the aftermath of Vegeta facing one of them, and then Bulma also getting attacked. So I think this is just a prequel to that. So this is definitely a flashback to what ended up happening. But Bulma with the strap, she always got that thing on her, and she pulled that shit right out of the middle console. Who is this person? Is this Marin? Well, that is the end of the episode, and it looks like this is just a ramp up to what we saw a little bit ago, a few episodes ago, where we did see the aftermath of Vegeta being blown up and Bulma also being attacked by this doppelganger who definitely looks like Marin now. I can definitely see it. So this is the newest episode of Dragon Ball Horror. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.
If you see another person that looks identical to you, run away and hide.
As you can see, we finally got a new Dragon Ball horror episode. This one is all surrounding the Brief family and Vegeta. We are on Dragon Ball The Others, episode 13, and right now we see that Vegeta is finally being confronted by baby Vegeta, but he does not recognize him, doesn't know him, and thinks that all this is other family members playing games, or maybe Bulma creating some sort of weird training exercise for him or something like that. But remember, the others, they are here to replace the canon characters that we have in the storyline, and whenever they're around, they take away the strength from the main characters. So let's see how Vegeta fares here.
行くぞ。どうした？ 何？
I love the fact that Vegeta's first instinct is to fight these guys, where everybody else was kind of just extremely freaked out as to the fact that they're getting attacked by these creatures. Gohan really is the only one that locked in to defend his family. Vegeta's just having fun. He transformed to Super Saiyan. His power is not sucked out of him yet. And this guy, I mean, even if it's the others, even if it's baby Vegeta, it's baby Vegeta in base form, so he's not transformed. Makes sense why he can't touch Vegeta. And it's also a Tuffle in Vegeta's body that's now transformed into this horror, so he's not going to know how to use it, and he's not trained to fight at all. The fact that Vegeta still thought that this was a training thing that Bulma had cooked up, and once he realized that not only A, it can go Super Saiyan, B, it's stronger than he realized, C, it looks like finally the effect of him removing the powers from the main villain, from the main heroes, which is Vegeta and Super Saiyan, finally has taken effect. And as we can see here by the earring, we have Vegeta who knows Ultra Ego in this state. This is really interesting. And then on top of that, we also get Vegeta saying that Bulma's not like Gero. Like, why would she create this android? He thinks it's an android. Why would she create this? No, she's not like Gero. The connection between Bulma and Gero is so interesting to dive into, because all it takes is for Bulma to lose Trunks or to lose Bola to a war or something like that, where then she starts recreating androids. You know, she goes down the dark path, and I think that's really interesting that they even had the foresight to mention that here in this episode. All right, we've clearly come a long way from the first couple episodes because this is almost like a full animation where we see just the best artwork here, very similar to Prime Yamamuro, and we see it in Vegeta's transformation, the fighting technique, the fighting ability, everything is just so crisp and so clean. I absolutely love this episode so far. The fact that Vegeta can go into Super Saiyan Blue, not realizing that the power is being sucked into baby Vegeta is actually really interesting to dive into because we haven't seen any of the other characters really like power up to that extent besides maybe like Gohan. And then we have Copy Vegeta, which ironically is the only episode of Dragon Ball Super that I've never watched. I've never seen any of the Copy Vegeta filler shit because I did not like what I remember looking at it and it was like a preview of like the next episode. Didn't go into it, but I think he looks pretty interesting here, and I don't think he's dead from what Vegeta just did. But it looks like we're about to get Vegeta transforming into Ultra Ego, which is going to be insane. Well, that was as useful as the Ultra Ego transformation in the Super manga because it did absolutely nothing. I'm gonna need somebody to explain to me what a deadite is, if that is what the creature that mimicked Vegeta, the copy Vegeta, is that what they're called, deadites? Because I was a little bit lost with that. I mean, I could tell maybe it's a possibility that Vegeta blasted him and that's why he looks like that now, but let me know in the comments. I have no idea. Okay, I love the fact that Vegeta was not falling for that. That thing does not look anything like Bulma. It looks exactly like the creature that was in the car. And for a second, I was like, oh my god, are these creatures like morphing with the main characters, and that's why they look kind of like that? But I'm hoping that this is just a creature and Bulma, the real Bulma, safe and sound somewhere else. And I'm glad that Vegeta did not fall for that. But I love seeing Vegeta flip the fuck out for his Bulma, and him, like, this whole scene is extremely powerful. If you don't remember, Bulma gets blown up, her car gets blown up because the other is in the car with her, and he makes it crash, or she makes it crash, and it blows up. So that's what happened maybe like 4 episodes ago. It's been a while that this has happened, but yeah, that's cool that we're finally getting the connective tissue, everything going back to basically a centralized story here. Damn, that was tough. So it's still inconclusive if that is the Bulma that we know, but now I'm thinking that may be after his reaction and her reaction. If she got burned up, it makes sense that she would look like that, but the mouth and the other side of her face looks very demonic, just like the other from that made her car flip over. So to me, I still think there's a lot of questions that need to be answered here. With Dragon Ball Horror, they always leave some sort of Easter egg, or they leave some sort of cliffhanger. So we'll see what happens next. But yeah, it's great to finally be back in Dragon Ball Horror in 2025, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Subscribe for more content.